Okay, thanks guys for joining. This is going to be the skincare class that I was talking about. And I have a guest on, and her name is Sarah Burton. And we're just going to go over a couple of things. I put together a slideshow to kind of show you some things. So, all right, so this is, the skincare class, and this is what I'm going to go over. So what essential oils are, why doTERRA? Skin is not just, beauty is not just skin deep, and just a hint on nutrition and toxins that affect it. And then we'll talk about your skin types and your tone and food. And Sarah knows a little bit about that I was not aware of. So I want her to share with that. And then the oils that are good for your skin, and then the actual skin care lines by doTERRA. And then after that, I had like a picture on skin mapping that Jay Baldwin shared with me, and then just any tips and questions and stuff like that you would have. Plants that are they're the part of the plants that actually help the plant to heal, and it does the same thing for us. And they're either steam distilled or cold compressed. And people hear of herbs, but the oils are 50 to 70 times stronger than herbs. So they really work well for our bodies. And, for purity, potency, and efficacy, they are stronger than these herbs and stuff like that, but they really work well with our body. And historically, they've been used for healthcare, but also food preparation and perfumes and other things. So the thing is that not all oils are created equal. There's no industry-wide standard with oils. So a lot of oils are distributed through different brokers. And when that happens, the true source of the oil and the composition is not known. So oftentimes synthetics are in there. And I personally had an experience with that, and so did my aunt after hearing a class that I taught. So now I want to make sure to make people aware that there's a difference. With the synthetics, they can, or the fillers that are in there, they are toxic. You can have negative results. You could have side effects, and they can disrupt your hormone or your endocrine systems and lead to other problems. So I wanted to point that out. Then the solution with doTERRA is that they work with farmers and they test the composition and the quality of it both during and after distillation. So they do it by a third-party lab for accountability, and they also do it in-house. And then, there's different kinds of oils. There's synthetic, then there's food quality, which is safe to eat. There's therapeutic, and then CPTG is the certified pure therapeutic grade. And that's what doTERRA has for their standard of excellence. So they also do co-impact sourcing. So wherever they grow and harvest, they do it in the conditions where it is indigenous and where all the climate and all that is, the right conditions to have the right results that they're looking for. So they test for the best quality for therapeutic grade. Wherever that is, say lavender, it's grown here. In fact, I went to some lavender fields here, but in Georgia, but they test for where it's actually growing and the best therapeutic quality, and that's where they decide to work with the harvesters and stuff like that. And they do fair trade with them. Like I said, they're certified pure therapeutic grade, so it's beyond organic. And then they're safe, effective, consistently high quality grade. And with that regular testing, you can look at source2u.com. And that's most trusted by the medical community because of their high testing. Our skin is like our third kidney, and most people don't know that, but they do know that it's our largest organ. And it's our first defense for our body. It's where our immunity begins. So it serves to protect us, and that is a big important thing. But our skin also, with beauty, comes from good nutrition. So you are what you eat, what goes in comes out, things like that. It really is important. So you want to look at that. And, one thing I'll say is lifelong vitality vitamins, because they support us with the areas that we can't get enough nutrition from our diet. It gives us what we don't have and what we're lacking. So I do stick with that. And then the other part is reducing toxins. So, you know, when our skin, like when we're in the shower, it opens up, our pores open, and our skin is really permeable. So like, you know, that's the thing when your pores are open and you're putting other things in there that have toxins, it doesn't just stay on the surface. And there's, you know, different things that happen with that. And we came into that situation with our family, just seeing how the toxins really affected our health in many different ways. So the reason why I want to share this is lots of people ask about my skin. And then they also ask about what I eat, but I think people aren't so aware about toxins. So, you know, doTERRA has produced a healthy skincare line over here, and that's what I want to share. It is what I use. I've been really happy with all the results, and it is healthy. But when you have these other products and stuff, you know, I started using this app called Think Dirty for makeup, but it's not for skincare. So, you know, it's kind of questionable what's in some of these things. And there's a lot of different things in there that if you look further and research it, you'll see how it can weaken your immunity. It, you know, with your endocrine system being disrupted, you would have a lot of allergies and things like that. Not to mention that they're carcinogens and they're toxins. So you'll see different things change with your skin, like people that have different skin issues or rashes or different little bumps and stuff like that. You'll see it change when you get rid of a lot of toxins. So that's something you want to consider and to take a further look at, I would think. Alrighty, so these are the oils that are really good for your skin. Lavender, it's very healing. It calms and soothes like redness or any kind of irritations or bumps. I slept in a hotel recently, and where the pillow was on my skin, I don't know what the irritant was, but had something there, and I just took out the lavender and I rolled it on my face. I have a roller as well, and it just, you know, the bump kind of went down, the bumps kind of went down. It was on my cheeks, and or just one cheek actually, but and then the redness just went away. So it's really good with things like that, or sunburn on your face or things. It's really good and healing and soothing for your skin. Roley. Now the funny thing is, I'll show you after, but I have a little skincare bag and all of these oils are actually in it, and I use it on my skin. I swap them out, but every night or every morning I use different ones, and sometimes I use more than one. So these are some things that people ask about that I do every day. The Roley is good with your skin texture. So it softens your skin tissue. It makes it really smooth and soft. And it's a little bit of a thicker oil. It's just like I don't know, the texture is a little bit different. The Immortelle, now that, it helps with lines and wrinkles, and it helps with other things with aging, but also like if you have some indentions or stuff that have been there for a long time, it can help with that as well. And it helps you with smoother, more radiant, youthful looking skin. So this is the roller bottle of Immortelle, and the oils that are in it are really strong. So I also in my bag have just a roller of frankincense, because frankincense is really good for your skin as well. So you can see the ones that are in there are frankincense, sandalwood, lavender, myrrh, helichrysum, and rose. So yeah, and frankincense is really good for like on a cellular level. So I used Immortelle and I used frankincense on some old scars on my face, and they actually just went away. And if I don't stay, like I do it every week. Sometimes I would notice if I forgot, it would faintly start to like, you know, kind of come up, but I just put it in my, you know, face care system and I use it. It's stayed healthy. So yeah. Then Melaleuca. Many people have heard of tea tree oil, which is the name for Melaleuca. You know, the original plant is Melaleuca. It's good for cleansing It's clarifying to the skin. So like if you have some bumps and things like that under the surface, you can use it. It is numbing to the skin. So if you have like a scrape or things like that, like some kind of ouch type of situation, you can use it on that. We use it for kids and stuff all the time. And it protects against environmental threats. So that is Melaleuca you'll find in a lot of kind of scalp and hair and face things. Rose, it brings moisture back into your skin. So if you're one with dry skin, you will like rose, but it also helps with the appearance of imperfections. So that is another reason why it's in my bag. And my scars were actually just from chicken pox from when I was a little kid. And I didn't really know that. I just never knew why I had a little indentation as I got older on my face. I never had any kind of acne or anything, so it didn't make sense. But yeah, my mom told me that, and I used it. I love the rose, and it also helps with skin tone and your complexion. So jasmine is next. It reduces skin imperfections and appearance as well. Another reason why I keep it in there. It promotes like healthy glowing skin. So a lot of people will comment on that, which I didn't really notice at first until people started saying it. So I kind of took some recent pictures and looked at pictures from before I was using it, and I could tell the difference. But it's good for balancing, you know, your overall complexion and the tone. You'll see your skin even out. Yeah, it's kind of like it evens it out and things like that. So I don't know, Sarah, do you have anything to add on these like oils?
The rose I use as well because my skin tends to be a little bit drier. So I noticed that it really helps a lot with that. And the neroli, I use it every day. And neroli, I will even actually put into my body serums that I make because neroli will actually go underneath the skin and help repair the matrix of the skin underneath, which is going to help with wrinkles, and you know, it's going to kind of plump your skin back up because over time, you know, you tend to get wrinkly and that crepey looking skin.
Yes, that's what I was trying to explain, is the plumpness, because I tell people I use these different oils, and that's why I wanted you to come on, because I knew some of it, but some of it I can't explain. I just say, like, I see the change in my face and my cheeks where it's almost like my face was so narrow, it's like I didn't have cheeks a little bit. I do not explain it, but it helped it all come, like, you know, back from underneath. It's odd, but it's like underneath your skin and on, you know, the surface as well. It's healing in both ways. So I'll go right now back into the types of skincare. So the first one is HD Clear, and this is for mostly teens, but if you have breakouts and you know you're older, you can use it as well. It helps to reduce breakouts. So my middle son uses it all the time, and he doesn't want to go without it. He says that, you know, it keeps his skin clear, and you know, if he does find something coming up, he can use the lotion and leave it on there. And we actually have something else that we do too that I'll share with you after. But yeah, it comes with, you could buy them individually, but it comes with a kit, and this is what all would come with it. So the other thing is very little. Like, I ran out of mine, my face one that I use, and so I ran into his bathroom and I was like, I just don't want to use anything with toxins. One pump was way far from my face, so you can use very little and it goes really far. So you know, you would use these in this order. And yeah, and the HD Clear, the oil blend, the little roller ball, I've used it on blemishes, but I also like the lotion's a little bit different as well. Now, he uses all of it, but if you're not one that would use this system, you still might want just the oil to help on different spots or whatever. You don't have to use the whole entire thing. You could just use, because I mix and match all of these. So in my bag, I do have the HD Clear roller. So that's the first one. The second one is there's a whole essential skincare line, and they kind of revamped it this year, and it's really good for your skin because of all the things that they've put into it. And so I don't know, do you have things to share about this one, Sarah?
This is actually the kit that I use.
Okay.
Because when they first came out with this line, it was just okay. But then when they revamped it, they actually put a little more science into it, because I think they were really trying to target the anti-aging group, the people that really want to focus on improving, fine lines, wrinkles.
Right.
So this still has all of the good oils in it, but then it has a little more science behind it.
Right.
So to me, like, they really hit the mark when they did this line.
Yeah, and I can tell the difference between the old one and the new one. So I was using the next one, but I still use it a little bit. But then I just started really liking this one, and I like this. A few of them have toner. The next two have toner, but this one I really could tell like it's a pore reducing toner, and I can tell the difference from using it every day. It also has a tightening serum, which the other ones don't. And I really like that. And to be honest, my skin on my hands started changing. So I have never been one that stuck with if it says like, this is for this. Now, if it's for your eyes, I stay with your eyes because your texture is different, but it doesn't mean that you can't use like an eye thing on somewhere else. It's just that the ones that are made for around your eyes are really, truly different for the skin around your eyes. It's just thinner, and there's other reasons too, but you want to watch the things that you put around your eyes. But I use a tightening serum on my hands too, and it did change the skin on my hands and stuff. And then the brightening gel, I know a lot of people are all excited about the brightening gel, and I think that title describes it perfectly, because they were saying for age spots, which me and Sarah were talking earlier. My mom got it for age spots, and some other people that I know, and they didn't really find that it changed it that much, but it does brighten and even your skin. So like if you have some redness in different places, you can use it, and you'll see that it helps with evening out your skin tone and making that redness go away. So it brightens it that way. I don't necessarily think that it brightens it with darker spots or anything like that.
Yeah, I think it's more of when your skin, after a while, your skin will accumulate dead skin cells on top of it.
Right.
Which is also why it's nice to use the two-piece set that we have, the scrub, the reveal, because it'll help get rid of those extra skin cells that are sitting on your face. So I think the brightening gel is more of that. It kind of brightens it up so you don't have that muddy complexion.
Right. Yeah.
When it comes to the age spots are a little bit different. Like you and I talked about earlier today. I don't know that a lot of people really know what age spots are, because everybody says it's genetic, it's from the sun, which it is to an extent. But if you really want to get into the science of it, age spots are mostly brought on by a process called glycation. And glycation is actually sugars inside the body. Those sugars leach onto proteins like your collagen and your elastin underneath the skin, and they start to break down. So what happens is then you end up with these dark spots there. And the sun will kind of, I've heard it described as almost like searing a steak on a grill. Like the sun and things will kind of intensify that process, and it'll speed it up and make it faster.
Oh, wow.
So the easiest way to try to either get rid of your age spots or prevent them is to, number one, limit sugars in your food, of course. But then also it's really good to take the Terrazyme, because the Terrazyme capsules that doTERRA carries will help break down the foods and things a lot faster. So that way they're not sitting inside your body.
Right.
And then the other oil that's really good to add to your skincare line would be rosemary. And you can just put the rosemary like with your lotion or with your serum and mix it up and put it on. Rosemary is very high concentrated in vitamin A and vitamin C. So that's going to help slow down that glycation process.
Oh, that is good to know. I actually, well, it's upstairs now. I asked Jason to bring this down, but this is my bag that I keep on talking about. And as you can see, I have all the rollers of those that I showed. And I actually keep rosemary in it as well, because I didn't know everything that Sarah shared with rosemary, but I would use it occasionally and on my face for different things. And then I would also use it in my shampoo. So he didn't realize that I had taken it out because I used it earlier, and he just brought me this bag so that I can use it for class. But this is why I wanted to have Sarah on, because I know she knows the skin and other little things that we have available to us through doTERRA that really are going to touch the points that you're looking for with skincare. Let me go back to these other things that we have, like the eye cream. It's really, I didn't think I was going to like it, but it has this little roller ball at the top, and it really does. I find that it has started to change my skin around my eyes. Like, it's kind of firmed it up, and the lines, like the wrinkles that were starting to form, aren't really there as much anymore. So, do you use that too, Sarah?
Yes, the under eye cream.
Yes.
I really like it. I love the metal roller ball that it's in there because it's nice and cooling to the skin.
Right. And I didn't know, like, oh, Barbara asked, what should we add rosemary to? Sarah was saying, like, for those age spots, you could add it to your lotions, right? To your moisturizer?
You can add it to your lotion or your serum.
Oh, the serum too, yeah. So that's how you would treat those age spots, either in, your lotion, moisturizer.
Yeah. The other good thing to do, I take it internally.
Oh.
I like to take the rosemary with the frankincense and the DDR prime because your skin and everything is made of cells. Right. So the DDR prime is going to help once those cells start to kind of break down. It's going to help to get rid of those. So I just put everything into the empty veggie capsule and take them that way as well.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea, because I do the DDR prime and the frankincense, so I might as well add the rosemary. That's a good idea. The next thing over here, this is the moisturizer, the anti-aging moisturizer. This is a serum that for the tightening serum I was talking about. This is an invigorating scrub. You will use it, but you don't want to use it every day. The face cleanser you would, the toner you would, the serum, the tightening serum, the brightening gel I do use every day, the eye cream I do use every day, the moisturizer, and then the hydrating cream. Man, okay, like I love the smell of it. It smells so good, but and it's got lavender, jasmine, geranium, and frankincense. But with this, Jason noticed his pores and some of the, like, just the skin things that he had, like little indentions and stuff. His skin just got smoother and smoother. So I don't use it in the morning, because you have to know your skin, but my skin is more of an oily skin. Not everywhere, but I have oiliness in certain areas. So I use it at night. I use it every night, and I get the benefits of it. And then during the day, I use this one right here. It's not as thick, and I don't feel it throughout the day. So I know sometimes you can decide, because some oils, maybe you need it, but you don't like the way it feels so much. So you can choose to use it at certain times. So that's what I was saying, like just the feeling of it. I do, and I put it on my hands, and I put it on my neck, because I used to joke about a singer that I liked, but I would say, her face looked really great, but you could tell by her skin, on her hands, that she was older. And so, not by her face, but her skin and her neck. So I tend to tell people, don't forget your neck and don't forget your hands, because the skin there does change. And so it's up to you if you want to do it or not. But you can, so every night, what I do is I'll take this, and after I do all the other steps, I'll put it on my face, right? And then I take a little roller and I roll it underneath my eyes. Then I take a little bit and I put it on the back of my hand, right? And then I do this motion, this upward motion, because I heard that upward motion is supposed to be good. And then I make sure I get it right here. And this is what Sarah was mentioning a few minutes ago, and I didn't have it for the longest time, but I got it and I love it. Like, this is what she was saying. The cells, like, on your skin, like the dead skin will just sit there, right? And it gives you that dullness. So it's a two-step system, and a couple of times when I first started, I wasn't used to it. So I put on step number 1, you rub it in circular motions. You know how things exfoliate and stuff like that, you'll have little beadlets. Well, this is bamboo, and like you don't have to rub hard or anything, because one time I did and my face was like red after, but you just do it for like a minute or two, right? So I put the timer on, I did it for that long, and then I washed it off, and you're not supposed to do that. So you leave it on, then you put step 2, and that is the peptide activator, and you rub it over it for another 1 or 2 minutes, and that's like a refining polish, and it's got orange in it, and it starts getting the stuff that's like in the pores and that dead skin and all out. And then you rinse it with a warm towel, and warm, you just use warm water, but you could also do a damp towel to make sure you wash all that stuff off. And then you just go on with the rest of your skincare, just like you normally would, the toner and all the things that you want to use that you like after that. Yeah, but sometimes I'll let people try it just on the back of their hand, and they can feel the difference. So I'll do it, like I usually do Sundays and Wednesdays or Thursdays, so that way it's like twice a week. And I can tell just whenever, and sometimes I'll say like, feel my skin, how soft it is. But when it gets to where it's just not as smooth, you can feel the difference. And then you'll do it again, and then I'm like, man, it's like a baby skin all over again. It's so smooth. It really does make a difference. So let's see. Barbara asks, is there an oil equivalent to Retin-A?
I would say the ones that are going to be closest to the Retin-A would be your lavender, your rosemary, and your lemon. Lemon you want to be really careful with, though, because lemon can be, photosensitive.
Right.
So you're going to be careful putting that on and then walking out into the sun.
Okay, yeah.
But lemon can also brighten the skin.
Oh.
So, but it was probably one of those that you would rather dilute, and not put on straight because they are so strong.
So would you dilute it, like just make another little jar or something?
You can. Grapeseed oil is actually really good for the skin. So I like it. Plus it doesn't clog up your pores. So I like to use it in there.
Okay. Okay, so rosemary, lemon, and what was the other one?
Lavender.
Oh, lavender. Okay.
Your hands.
Put it on your hands?
Yeah, on the back of your hands. You know how you were talking about the back of your hands? That's really good to use on the back of your hands to kind of help get that dead skin cells, because you wash your hands so much every day and you use them.
Right.
They have a tendency to kind of dry out and get, kind of not so young looking.
Yeah. I was wondering, I don't know if you can answer this, but me and a friend were talking about how, I don't know if it's elasticity or whatever, but like how all of a sudden as you get older, your bones like stick out more. We're like, what can I put on my hands so that doesn't happen as much? And
yeah, it starts to break down. It's like the collagen and the elastin starts to break down in your hands. And because you wash your hands so much, and you drive the car and things, they're always up there right at the windshield. So the sun is really takes a lot onto it.
The next one, this is the one that I started with. I had got the HD for my kids, thinking they're teens, that's what they needed. And then I got this one. Now, as I said, I've kind of gone on to the anti-aging, but I do still use the serum. And my daughter that is 17, she decided she didn't really need the HD. So she uses this one all the time too. And it's for a natural youth looking glow. Like it just makes your skin look youthful. So there was a skin class that doTERRA had online, and some of the people that are higher up in doTERRA were talking about it and about what was good in it and all these other things. And almost all of them said that they use the Barrage. So I was kind of like, wow, I was surprised. But a lot of people like it. And it does have 4 things here. Again, like one pump is all it takes to wash your face. The toner, it's like, it's kind of foamy when you spray it. But I do like it as well. Now the serum, I talked about the Immortelle. So this Barrage serum is all the oils that are in Immortelle. And it's just thicker because, a serum's thicker than just the oil. So it is really good for your skin. And then you would use a moisturizer. This is what I do. So I said we would say tips at the end, but me and Sarah have been sharing all through it. But what I do is I got this first, and now I just do this like every couple days. But I'll take the Virage and I'll take it's still so I'll take a pump and like I'll do both in my hand. I didn't like the way the Virage felt just alone, but sometimes if I see like I put on makeup or something and then the lines are there, I'll take the Virage and I'll not even pump it all the way, and I'll just rub it over my makeup, and it'll smooth it out and not make it, you know, I don't wear tons, but if I put too much in one area, I find it enhances your wrinkles or it's like weird looking, so I'll do that. But when I wash my face at night, every couple days, I'll do a pump of the Virage serum and a pump of the moisturizer. I mix it together and then I put it on my face. And it's just light, but it makes the serum easier to spread. And I, you know, they're just together, and I just like how I can cover my whole entire face with it. It's easier and it feels good. But it's just something that I've shared with a couple people, and then they really liked it that way. Okay, so we do have a mask. So all the people keep on saying, do y'all have a mud mask? Do you have a mud mask? We do. We do have a mud mask, and it does have bentonite clay in it. It has myrrh and juniper berry and grapefruit. Then it, you know, it has shea butter and other stuff in it as well. So it's good for your skin, and, you know, but you don't want to do this too often. You just want to do it and like leave a thin layer, because if you put a lot, you will tell a difference. You will dry out your skin too much. It's not the goal, because if you dry out your skin, you're telling it to produce more oil so that it moisturizes it. So that's not the goal of it. But you do want to do it. And this is what we use, me and Jaden will use it. Actually, if we have some kind of blemish, we'll just put this on our skin. And I think I'm not the only one. I think other people do it as well. But it will make it, like if you sleep with it, it will help it clear up like really quickly. So we keep it for that, and then we do this like once a week or once every other week. So
now my girls use the doTERRA mud mask, but they tend to be a little more oily. Now, because my skin is so dry, I can't use the mud mask, because for me it almost feels irritating and it's too dry. So I would say if you have more sensitive skin, or if you tend to be on the drier side, you're not really going to want the mud mask.
Okay.
Or if you do use it, you know, just be careful. And if you feel like it's starting to, if it feels at all, tingling is good, burning is not. So if you ever feel like any type of burning, take a cold towel right away and let the cold towel sit on your face, because it will help, you know, calm your face down.
Right.
But I just wanted to share that, because I have like a lot of other people I know that have drier skin and stuff. They're like, oh, the mud mask just doesn't.
Right.
Doesn't work.
I liked it, but you're right. But see, my skin is not the same all over.
Yep.
So it's really only oily on my nose or my chin. So I know it seems funny, but I just do the mud mask around here.
I've actually taken, especially when people have combination skin, I've actually taken 2 different masks and applied them at the same time. And you can do that. So it's smarter to do it that way and just treat what you need.
Right. So yeah, it's, you know, you have to know your skin, because not everything's going to be right for your skin, you know, but yeah, they think it's funny, but I just do it like all right here. That's where my oily parts are at. And the rest of it, it's not dry. It's just normal. So, so yeah, I mix, match, and place it in certain areas. So you'll want to, you know, do that too. I want to make sure that we share that with people, because some people are surprised that, you know, and not everybody has combination like I do, but if you do, you want to do that. Like she said, you can use more than one, but know your skin so that you know which system and which ones you're going to want to use. Like dry skin is going to want to avoid certain things, but then if you're oily skin, you're going to want to avoid other things too. So I think that's probably why I didn't like the serum as much, but I knew it was good for me, so I only put it in certain areas that I thought it would be helpful and stuff like that. So, but my mom and my daughter love it, and their skin's dry, so it's more of a moisturizing thing for them. It's new, so a lot of people haven't really talked about it. Okay, it came out for Father's Day, but in my house we used it before the dads. So he doesn't shave all the time, okay? But the women that are in doTERRA, like in different groups, we've been talking about how wonderful it feels. So this Balance Onyx bar smells great. It's got the Balance oil in it. It also has some, it says Buddha wood and hinoki and litsea. But the Buddha wood, it's like, it really makes your skin feel so soft and everything. And you can use the bath bar, and honestly, you just have to rub it in your hands one time. It will cover my entire leg. Like, it's not like you have to use a lot. So I think that this bar will last a long time, but you can just, use it, and you can use it just as soap. You can use the lotion just as a lotion. But it says that it's only aftershave lotion, but truly a lot of the men and then the women started to try the Balance bar as like the shaving cream, and you will get like a really close shave with it, and your skin's not irritated or anything like that. Then after, you can use the lotion, and it feels, oh, I have it over here. It feels so good. And then the oil is after, the Mavi oil. And it's not really as a cologne or anything. It's really actually fortifying for your skin. But yeah, here's like the lotion, because I just showed the box on that picture. But here's the lotion. And it has like a woodsy smell too, but you're not going to smell like a man or anything if you use it. Me and my daughter have used it, and so have lots of the other ladies. But we put it on after you shave. It takes just a little, like a pea size will like go, far, or like a dime. But and it really feels so good. So the ingredients that are in it are really good, and we have not had the Buddha wood or the hinoki and any kind of things we had before. So if you haven't tried it, I would say try it. So face mapping. So Jade shared this with me, and it was really, a bunch of us found it interesting. I had heard of it before, but once we got into this, it was pretty interesting, because you can look at areas of your skin where maybe something will pop up, or, if a teen or something. When I was a teenager, I didn't have acne all over, but it was always in the same spot. If I did get a zit or something, it was in the same spot. And I did not learn until I was in my early 20s that I do have lung damage. So the odd thing is, the only spot that I ever got was in the area of my lungs. And I just learned this within, the past couple of years. I've heard about skin mapping or whatever. So it's really interesting to see that you can look at these areas of your face, and you can see that, like we said, what's on your outside is reflecting, in the inside of what's going on with your body. So I thought this was an idea to share and to let people look at. And, you just might learn more about what's going on. And then maybe you want to address, certain organs or stuff like that, or do the cleanse, or, use more vitamins and stuff. Or, if it's the heart area or the bladder, there's oils that help with those things. I also did have some bladder issues, and I went to urologist and had cameras and everything, trying to figure out what it was. And they said it looked healthy. They didn't really figure out what to do. But I was always constantly on a small dose of antibiotic, and I had blood, not that I could see it, but I had blood in my urine every time they ever did a test. They were like, oh, there's something wrong. I'm like, no, it's just there always. So that's why they went in with the camera. But I used geranium, and I used cypress oil, and they said it was great for your bladder. And those, I don't know what was going on, like the doctors don't know, but the inside, the area just healed. Like they said, it can just be the environment around your bladder and everything that's always irritated and causing these issues. But they tested it because they wanted to make sure that, one, it wasn't some kind of cancer or something, but two, but that it was not something more serious going on that they could see there. But it wasn't. But yeah, you can use oils for heart things or bladder things, and then you might see that these areas would clear up. So look at your skin, look at your face, and you'll see that it's telling you more about what's going on with your body, truly. And then you know, like I said, your health, your what you're eating and your food and all that goes into that as well. So make sure you're having, you know, omega vitamins, omega oil, and other vitamins and stuff like that. And I would suggest looking at doTERRA's Lifelong Vitality, just because it's supplementing, you know, our diet with what we need, what we actually need. They make it individual to each country and what the country is lacking in their diet. So I notice when I run out, and I try never to do that. Yeah, it's really just made me feel a lot healthier. So, Sarah, did you say that she was telling me earlier about certain foods? And so that's actually the next thing I wanted to get into was your skin. She was telling me your skin tone, your hair color, and your eye color can determine a lot about your what type of skin you'll have, and foods and stuff that you can avoid or help with that. So do you want to share a little bit about that?
Well, I've done a lot of different research, and I actually worked for a wellness practitioner a couple years back. And it seems to be, if you think about all of your friends that are lighter colored, like your blondes and then your blue eyes, it just seems to be like they generally, as a group, tend to have drier skin. But then there's also certain foods and things for, you know, light hair, light eyed people that are just tendency, you know, everybody digests things differently. But if you have light colored hair and light eyes, sugar, of course, is not real good for anybody, but especially breads and dairy tend to have an issue more there. Mm-hmm. And then your people with darker hair, they tend to have larger pores, and they tend to have more oily skin. So fried foods are a big no-no for them. So like you might be able to do dairy a little bit better than I would, but I might handle fried foods better. Not that it's better for you, but that's just kind of how that goes. So you kind of, it's fun when you start, you know, really looking at different things, because then you'll get to learn, okay, you know, and then try it out, you know,
right.
Try that food for a while. And then if you're like, you know, I don't know, start doing kind of like an elimination process. Like I found out I like coffee, but coffee doesn't like me. So I cut it out of my diet for a while, and then I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not real good with the caffeine from the coffee.
Right.
That's just how it goes. So it's really it's important to figure out, mm-hmm. know your body and what you can handle and what you can digest, because it's so completely different for everybody.
Yeah, and I was, as a child and everything, I'm blonde hair, blue eyes, and my hair got darker as I got older, but I actually just darkened it. But I cut out dairy. I just wanted to see what would happen. Just out of curiosity, I didn't have any issues. I've never had any problems with it. I just wanted to see what was going to actually happen. So I did notice changes in my skin. I did note changes in my gut. I didn't even know that I had bloating ever. But once I took it out, I could tell. If I, you know, I went to visit my mom last week, and she was like, "Oh, I got ice cream." I was like, "Yeah, it's dairy." And she was like, "Oh, right." And then she's like, "Does it really make a difference?" And I said, "It doesn't hurt me. I mean, but I noticed changes that I don't really want, and I don't really miss dairy at all." So I said, "Watch, I'll show you. I'll take a couple bites of your ice cream, and you can see how my stomach will change. Like the appearance changes, I could feel a little bit different. It's not bothersome or anything." But yeah, and then she was like, "Wow, that is really crazy." I said, "Well, if you're always had dairy and you never stop to see how your body responds, you're never going to know." And it was just something I was interested in seeing how, like, I don't really drink a lot of caffeine anyway. I drink more water. And so just seeing how your body and your skin changes based on those things. It's interesting to take a look and try it, because you don't have to do it very long before you notice. Mm-hmm. And then when you would add it back, you can tell if you see any differences or not. So yeah, and like a lot of people hear about fried food, right? Just don't eat fried food if you have acne. But it's interesting that Sarah's saying, like, look at your just typically light colors, versus darker colors in their skin is different. So she told me that, and I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting, because she did not know that I was blonde or blue-eyed before we met later in life. So she didn't know that I cut out dairy or anything. And I was like, wow, that's really interesting. So I wanted her to share that tonight so that people can hear just some things that go along with this that will help you. Is there any other food things that you can think of with sharing?
I think that's pretty much, it's mostly, I just think it's a good idea. You know, everybody kind of has, there's kind of a top list of things that could aggravate. It's mostly like caffeine, your breads, sugars, wheat, dairy. Those are kind of your top adjutants for the gut, just because the gut just doesn't process those things well. So I would say, if, you know, just take, you know, make a little list and cut one thing out for a few days or whatever, you know, and then add it back in. Just see if you find a difference, because everybody's different. But it is kind of fun to know, you know, I've even looked into different body types, and even if you look at astrological signs, you can get all different information based on that, like what things are kind of better for you versus another. Wow. So it's just kind of fun to experiment and see, you know, what, you know, it's just a way to figure out your body and learn a little more about you.
Well, these are other extra stuff that is skin or is things like that that are just toxins that I just wanted to share that doTERRA has. So like this is skin, the body scrub and the body butter, which I forgot to bring down, but it feels so good. And the other thing is we shaved with the body scrub because it's like coconut oils and stuff like that, and it was really you know, feeling good too. But it's just good to exfoliate your skin every so often. And these are products that with my daughter, she can't have a lot of toxins on the outside of her body. It still, like I was trying to hint on that earlier, it does affect your insides. So she will have joint issues and inflammation. So we had to switch all of our things to natural. So this was perfect for us at the timing that we were going through that. We also treated her gut, but now we know that the toxins that are in these products that we use daily, like skincare, shampoo and conditioner, these type of things aren't going to be affecting her or us. But I think other people aren't as aware of that, and I'm really trying to, you know, help you to look good, but I want to help you be aware of these things that might be affecting you in some other way that you're not aware of. So on the end on the left, it's just On Guard hand sanitizer, but it's also really makes your skin soft. Hand sanitizers have toxins in it, and it's really not as healthy. And the On Guard actually protects you from germs better than the typical ones that are out there. Just research studies have shown that. There's the lip balms, and they're actually different kinds. There's the original, there's the tropical one, which is kind of like an orny or tangerine, and then the herbal, which is, I love the herbal. It's kind of a light spearmint kind of taste or whatever. But then there's the hand soap. So there's foaming hand soap. Then there's a body wash, which we use a lot. There's different lotions, and the rose lotion, if you have an account for different things that you purchase, you earn points. Rose is not one of them because they donate that to their Healing Hands, which goes to helping people around the world. It also goes to preventing sex trade and a couple other things that they donate and help with. On the right, there's the hair products. So there's a glaze. And look, I used to be like, man, I wish they had more hair stuff, right? But your hair and all will adjust once you use it, the natural stuff. And it doesn't take much. This is salon quality stuff, but it doesn't take much to like wash your hair and condition it. And the conditioner can even be used as like a leave-in or, okay, so I act. And when I do auditions, the camera is really close up. And so with flyaways or stuff like that, it helps with that. The glaze, so I don't use gel and stuff in my hair anymore. And at first I thought that this did not hold as well, but your hair will adjust because now I can just use the glaze and it will last. My hair will stay curled or straight or however I want to do it. And then the root to the tip serum is just for protection and against heat, or it also is good for smoothing, but you don't want to put too much because it can make your hair look dirty or whatever. But yeah, it's good for the bottoms, you know, where you get dry split ends or anything like that. It'll prevent them. Like, I don't really get split ends anymore, but I always make sure to put it at the bottom before I dry my hair, anything to protect it. And then at the top right there, it's just, we have bath bars. So my boys and my daughters, they really like the Citrus Bliss. It's invigorating and it has like all different citrusy smells. The Serenity bath bar, I love. It's calming and really good before you go to bed and helps you get a good night's sleep. And it's really good. They have another one too. It's just non-scented. And just like that blue lotion that's in the middle, it's non-scented, but it's healthy. And you can add your own scents to it. So you could take your own oil and you can put whatever, like one of my friends really loves geranium, so you can put geranium on it if you want a floral, or you know, you can make your own kind of thing. But I wanted, oh, and the toothpaste. I didn't put out the toothpaste, but yes, we use the toothpaste and kids love it. I was afraid that we would not, but they actually love it and remind me to make sure we get it so that we do not run out. But so let's see, there's another question. Sarah, you mentioned you add things to your own serums you make. Can you share any of your serum? I have very dry skin, or your topical skincare from morning to night.
Okay, the skincare line that I use is the Essential.
It's got many products. You don't have to get all of them because you can get a kit that you could start with 4 and you could pick the ones, like you can optimize the ones that you want. But this is everything that's in, and I'll make it bigger.
Yes. The ones that I use, and the ones, if she's got dry skin, she's going to want to use the wash, the toner. I like the tightening serum and the under eye cream. And then if you've got really dry skin, you're definitely going to want the hydrating cream.
Yeah.
Because it is really moisturizing. Now, the other thing that I noticed a huge difference when my skin is super dry, I'll put a little bit of the lotion, say like the day lotion. I'll put some of that in my hand, and then I'll put the Roley and Rose. They're in roller bottles. So I'll kind of roll some of that on my hand, on the palm of it, and then I mix it in with the lotion and kind of rub it together and then put it on that way.
So like, let me just show you because I have that in here. You're talking about this one, right?
Yes. The anti-aging moisturizer. I use that more in the day, but you can use the night one. Like if you're having a spell, like in the wintertime when it's really dry, I have used the heavier cream. I've used that twice a day.
Yeah, I do like that. Me too. Like she said, the hydrating cream, like I called my mom and was like, if you have not gotten it yet, you need to get it because you have dry skin. It is so hydrating and moisturizing. It feels great. So, yeah, I use it at night, but she's right. During the winter, I never had dry skin during winter because Florida wasn't that bad, believe it or not. But Georgia, we had some snowstorms, and so last year was the first time I ever had dry skin during the winter. So I was like, oh my goodness, you break that out. So I was like putting it on morning and night during that time. So sometimes the seasons will make a difference. But you said Roley and Rose, right?
Yeah, Roley and Rose, and I'll use that with my moisturizer. The other thing, sometimes I'll get organic aloe, like the aloe, the pure aloe. And sometimes I'll mix the neroli and the rose with the pure aloe because aloe is actually a humectant. So it's going to actually take moisture from the air and it's going to help draw it into your skin.
Right.
So not only do you want to moisturize, but if you're really dry, you want a humectant that's actually going to help pull in the moisture to your skin.
Right. So it's like pulling in the humidity because that's the water.
Exactly.
So like this is what she's saying. Like if you don't, oh wait, no. So here's the rose.
Yep. I put some of that on and then maybe a little neroli.
Yeah. So then you just take the neroli and rub it in your palm and then you can just pump it. It's a pump. It's really cool, even though it's a tube. So you just pump it and like comes out. But then if you rub it, you get those oils in there and then you can just rub it on your skin and it's really soft and all. But I just figured I would show you because some people are like, how are you doing it? Yeah, so if you just rub it on your palm and it's nice and smooth. But It smells good. It smells so good. Okay, so that's why I was like, I don't mind doing that because it smells so good and it feels really soft. But just enough on your palm, it is going to get inside of that lotion. It's not like you have to take the top off and do that. It's really going to change your skin at all. So I think that is it really. I don't know if there's any other tips or anything, but and then these are the kit options. So if you decide that you did want that kit, see how it says customizable? So there's 4, and it's the face wash, the scrub, the toner, and the moisturizer. Then you can pick 2 of them, and they give you a discount. They do this with the Lifelong Vitality too. They let you pick 3 that you get it at a discount. So this isn't the regular price, but you'll get any of these for $25 if you're buying that essential skincare kit. So you can get the hydrating, and you can get the eye cream if you wanted. Oh, it's a tightening serum. I'm sorry. On the left, it's the facial cleanser, the scrub, the toner, and the tightening serum. So then you might want to add the moisturizer to it, or the hydrating cream, or the eye cream. You know, you can add any of them. If you wanted all 8 of those, then on the left over here, instead of getting the customizable one, the second one is the essential skincare kit. So that would be all 8 products. But you do have to pay the $35 membership to get the wholesale price. The Virage is the one below it. I listed it below it, and then the HD Clear is the one below that. So, and then here's my website if you wanted to go and order it there, or if at some point later you just went to doTERRA and you wanted to just order it. When it asks if you know somebody, this is my number for that. And I'm gonna put all of this on my website. She said, thanks, I really appreciate these great tips. Yeah, that's why I wanted to have Sarah on, because this is what she knows. She said, sounds like both of you like the Essentials Plus, the Reveal system as an exfoliator. Yeah, so yeah, I think we both said that we use different parts of, we both have the essential one. I wanted to get everything to try just test it and see what I like the best, and then let other people see it as well. But I do use the essential one, and then I still will use the serum, the Virage serum. And in my little bag, I also have like the Immortelle. I have that in there. I have one side that is lavender, jasmine, neroli, frankincense, rose, and then I put Melaleuca on this side, and I put rosemary, and then I have Immortelle, Clary Calm, because if I don't stick it in here, I won't remember to use it every day. I use it day and night, and then HD Clear. So if I see some spot or something, and I don't have the mask with me, I can do that instead to start trying to help it. But yeah, so the even though, yeah, and then the Reveal is in there too. And the Reveal you'll do once or twice a week, depending on your skin. Like, but you can feel when it's time to do it again. So if you just need it once a week, then okay. I do it almost twice a week. So yeah, I do those as well. And I know a couple other people that started with one, tried like maybe the serum, because you can buy the serum alone. You don't have to get the whole kit. You can pick any of these things that you would want. But if you buy the kit, they reduce some of it. They give you a savings. So yeah, we do. It seems like both of us use the Essential and the Reveal. But I used to just love the Virage at first. I liked the Virage. Actually, that's not true. I do use the Virage face wash. I don't use the Essential face wash. So, but my mom, who has dry skin, and you said you have dry skin, she uses that one. But I think she liked Virage as well. But she wanted, I think it has peppermint and something else. She just wanted something that was more deeper or something like that. But the Virage, is it in here? Is it upstairs? It's upstairs. So the Virage, when you pump it, it's really, really thin. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's not like a shampoo, but it's really thin. Whereas the other one's more of like a paste.
It's
So,
thicker like a cream. I think that's why it's more moisturizing.
yes, yeah, there you go. So, for me, I do use the Barrage face wash. I use the rest of it as the essential one, and then I do the Reveal, and then I also have the Barrage Skin, the serum. So a lot of people will just mix and match different things like that, and maybe it's just for certain situations. Or I used to love the Raj serum under my eyes. That was before they came out with the roller, and sometimes I still will do both. If I see different things going on with my skin, I'll do both. So like I said, I do the serum once a week, or sometimes more often. It just depends. But yeah, you can just see which one you want. But if you were going to start, since you mentioned that you had dry skin, I would start with that essential line and pick the ones that you want, or get the whole one. But anyway, I hope you guys found that this was informative, that you got some good tips that you can use. I mean, Sarah gave some really good things as far as food that we eat, and your skin type and stuff like that. But I appreciate you coming on, Sarah, and sharing all the things that you know and helping us.
Thank you for having me.
So thank you so much for your time, and you guys have a good night.
Alrighty, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.